Okay, good day to you. This is Rain, founder of Forex 100. So if you are staying at home right now, I hope that means you are perhaps trading live. So today's session will be a bit special. We are doing our first live streaming on this midweek market analysis on TradingView. So if you have not gotten a account with TradingView, and if you love to have one, then you can definitely text me. I can send you a link where you can save some money if you decided to go for the payment mode in future. Alright, so let's get going. On euro dollar on the daily chart is a bearish movement. Right now market has retraced back into the resistance area. Alright, so we can see with such an aggressive movement, we need a bit of Q to go in for a shorting opportunity. And of course, if we get to see this RSI event super overbought area, super overbought over here, what we can do is we can wait for a confirmation of a weakening of this setup before heading for a short. Down to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, we start to observe this double top setup over here with a RSI divergence. Alright, of course it will right after such a strong appreciation movement. So for traders who are a bit more conservative, whether this trade will end up go higher, you can wait for a break and close below of 1.1093, then a retracement back before you hit in for a shorting opportunity. Alright, so down to the 1-hour chart. The good thing for traders who are looking for shorting opportunity is you can see that even on the 1 hour, the resistance hold up very well. The bad thing is I have not seen this break and close below the low, so I just don't want to get involved yet. So what I can do is I can send an alert, and sadly euro dollar is either on a 1-hour chart or a 4-hour chart. Alright, so once I did that, I can even write things like double top retracement. Alright, then I can set the alert over here. So that's one thing that I really love about TradingView. So maybe I can just send you guys a link over here. So if you want to open an account, you may do so, and if you looking to go pro, then you can save some money from there. Alright, good. So back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis over here. This was the bullish crab and ABCD pattern I have shared 2 weeks ago on our weekly market analysis. So check out the link on my Facebook, and yeah, so you can see on my Facebook link under this TradingView signature, you will get this analysis posted on my Facebook on every Monday from 8:15 p.m. Singapore time. We release euro dollar, and every interval of 15 minutes we'll receive things like pound dollar and dollar yen. So I did share about I need a confirmation before I engage the trade. So after confirmation happened, I engage the trade and see how profitable this setup has been. Down to the 4-hour chart. So I've drawn 2 trend lines to observe for a longer term bullish opportunity. So if you send an alert on the trend line, just remember to further extend it from time to time as the market is moving, because if it move out of the time and your trend line is so short, it will not get triggered on the alert. Just take note of that. So I am observing for a shorting opportunity. So of course this has been broken and is useless for now. What I can do, I can observe further to see the break of structure and stuff like that. Alright, down to the 1-hour chart. 1-hour chart, I only leave the smoother gradient. So at this area, I'm still looking for a buying opportunity, but yes, I can wait for a shorting opportunity towards the trend line. That is also one method you can think of. So euro dollar right now is still on a bearish trend. Just like to stress that right now market is testing back to the resistance area, which is a good consideration for traders to decide if they are going in for a counter trend trade or they want to have more confirmation before they engage the trade. Alright, So that is for euro dollar. Friends on the trading view, can you hear me all right? Because I couldn't possible know unless I'm listening to myself. Since it seems like quite a quiet crowd today, so I might just have to really check it out to see if the video is playing okay. Have I informed the Slack group? Seems like I have not. Yeah, so just give me 1 second on this. I did, but it's not showing up. Weird. Alright, so if you're there, let me know how's the video, because TradingView is really amazing in a way that it shows disconnected, but I'm live. Alright, interesting. Okay, thank you. Thanks, Tristan. Tristan, you're great. Alright, so anything help me to test it out, because on my end, I don't know what happened. When I click it, it shows disconnected. So, but the live video is going live, so it's great. Oh, so you can hear me alright. That's good news, because I'm recording both end. I've record on a private setup. So yeah, so that's the thing. We see how it goes, because a lot of the settings are quite different compared to what I am usually doing. Oh, I should have did a full screen. Never mind, I'll do it for next week. Alright, so that is on euro dollar. So for viewers who are looking at the replay or rebroadcast, I like to apologize in advance. I am recording on a smaller frame rather than the full screen you experience on all midweek market analysis. And I just don't want to adjust that. If not, I have to repeat everything again, and won't be fair for those who are online. Alright, great. Okay, so down to the next pair on pound dollar. So if you are thinking of, hey Rain, how trading is like, today is a exact display of how trading is, because I do not have the time to analyze the market today. I have a very early morning meeting to attend, so this is the first time I'm looking at the chart like you, together with you. So this pretty much show how I do behind the screen. Alright, so pound dollar on the daily chart, you can see overall market is bullish. Market has retest the support level. The support has not broken yet because of this long tail over here, so it pretty much cover it, and it go into a bit of consolidation. So you need a break and close below this price 1.2720 to show a weakening of this bullish trend, and another break of the new low to show that it's a bearish trend movement. Down to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, it has already displayed a bearish movement. So traders who are looking for short-term opportunity, take note, because as a trader, I'm looking for short, but I start to see this kind of appreciation towards this trend line. It may resemble a bit like a ascending triangle. This is something I don't like. But right now, if you head down to the 1-hour chart, if you have drawn a trend line over here, okay, it has this break. The only thing is you have to wait for this candle to close. So it is possible that the candle can go all the way up and end up did not break this trend line. So this is one thing that you have to observe. And visibility, right now I'm very particular on it. I have to make sure that everything is on the setting that I'm looking at, because if I start drawing and without limit those time frame that I want, it will become very confusing. Alright, so let me just head back to daily chart and share with you my analysis. So on the 4-hour daily chart, it is still a bullish trend. 4-hour and 1 hour, it is already in a bearish trend. Alright, so let me share with you my analysis at a much lower price. I'm looking for a buying opportunity at about 1.25 2353. So waiting for it to go even deeper, then I'll see whether this trade setup is still valid to engage. Down to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, what you can see over here is two interesting level. This is the 4-hour sell zone, and the smaller box is the 1-hour sell zone. Why is there a mixed color, correct? I use a parallel channel. So by drawing a parallel channel over here, I can set the alert on the parallel channel to determine when it should be. So let me just show you quickly, but I think this might be only for the paying member. I can choose a once per bar close. So after the bar is closed, above or within the line, this zone, then it will beat me. So I don't want this kind of shadow touching went down, and you know, to me it's pointless, and have reset the alert again and stuff like that. So it only work for trend lines and channels. You can set it as per bar close. Alright, so down to the 1 hour. Nothing much. This is the same box that you've seen on a higher time frame. So one thing I love about this is that this is the leg that created a new low, correct? It came down, break the low, created a new low, and within this consolidation area, we might have some form of harmonic pattern setup. This might be I think it might be a butterfly or a Gatli. Alright, so a Gatli pattern forming up within this square. So highly possible this will happen. Let me just draft it out first. Take note that myself, I have about 19 rules. Of course, I describe it point to point for a pattern, a setup, and rules how it should be drawn. Right now, I'm just using definitely less than 19 rules. Of course, after live session, I will double check whether the criteria meets and stuff like that. Okay, so this is something that you have to take note. And for Gatli pattern, I do have a habit of waiting for a confirmation before I head in to trade a Gatli. The reason is very simple. Gatli do not give a very good reward is to risk ratio, so I would want to have a better feel, or rather a better confirmation before I engage the trade. Alright, all good? So the next pair, dollar yen, I remember is very interesting. My eyes is on dollar yen as well. Dollar yen, you can see is a very bearish movement. Alright, and right now it has a bit of rebound. So overall movement, it is actually still bullish. It is just a weaker bull because I need a retracement and a obvious break and close below the low before I can say it's a bearish trend. Alright, head down to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, you can see this kind of thing. A new low has been created. So on the 4-hour chart is already on a bearish trend. So for traders, let's say if you somehow have already buy just stick with your plan. I think it's perfectly fine. Of course, if any point you are not comfortable, you can always intervene the trade as and when you want. Down to the 1-hour chart, once again you see this setup. There's only one harmonic pattern have this potential setup. Of course, if you put A, B, C, D in, that would be two patterns. But right now we are looking for retracement value. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. Alright, so my analysis over here, daily chart, nothing much. Down to the 4-hour chart, this is the crab pattern that I'm in right now, and I'm still waiting for it to go towards the profit area. And just now I did share about there is movement. I'm totally not worried about it because this setup, yes, is a bearish setup, but it will complete on a much higher price. Alright, so likewise, I did share with you, I am not drawing out all the rules, okay, to protect the content and stuff like that. So you have to know, if you'd like to know more, you can definitely drop me a text and stuff like that. I will share with you how you can go about, and if you would like us to work with you to be a better trader and stuff like that. Alright, so you see the entry price of a shorting opportunity over here is much higher than my initial, or rather my first target profit area. So it's perfectly fine for me, and I'm not concerned at all. And a pattern is only a pattern when the D price is touched. You just have to remember that. Okay, so that's that. That's the setup, and I allowed it to be shown on the 1 hour chart as well. Okay, so bearish shark pattern, guys, take note. So I might be really interested in shorting at the D price completion. Let's see how this goes first, because I don't like to set too many alerts. I have the first target level is somewhere over here, so wait for it to happen before I even share my entry stops and targets for the new trade. All right, all good. To the next pair, Euro Yen, also a pair that is watching very closely. Euro Yen, Euro Yen is on a bearish run. Okay, you can see it's a very bearish movement, because either you see this as the high, or this as the high, or this as the high. The overall analysis is still the same. It is still on a bearish. Over here is a retest of the high price, and it start to go lower again. So it's definitely something that I'm looking to short for longer term, mid to longer term. All right, so down to the 4 hour chart. On the 4 hour chart, you can see this crazy movement over here. Have you spotted any harmonic pattern setup? In fact, there is another setup that's already in. It just doesn't fulfill my filters, so I'm not trading that. If you have spotted it, it's great. If not, then it's fine. It's even much clearer over here. Have you spotted it yet? The only sad thing is it doesn't fulfill my criteria, so but perhaps I can send an alert and observe how it goes. Yep, so let me share with you my analysis. Over here we have a bearish bat and crab, then followed by a shark pattern. I'm waiting for it to complete a much higher price, which is 12320. Okay, down to the 4 hour chart. On the 4 hour chart, this is the bullish godly pattern. Traders, if you manage to see this and you manage to engage on your end, you're our subscriber, then you're able to see this video was filmed on Sunday before market open, and this definitely give you an opportunity to enter. And if you are our student, you should know where to take profit. You should have already profited from this trade setup. So this trade setup is kind of over, but what's going to happen over here is that there is another trading opportunity that is up. All right, so if you have not spotted, you never fulfill my filter criteria, just have to mention that. All right, so this is the head and shoulder formation. Okay, left shoulder is an inverted head and shoulder bottom. All right, yeah, this is how it look, something like this. All right, so what is amazing about this head and shoulder is that it does give a very good reward is to risk. Maybe because of that, I am alright to allow myself to enter this trade even some of the filter is not in, but I will definitely wait for a setup that is giving me a better reward is to risk ratio. Then I have the buffer. All right, so this is the inverted head and shoulder formation. I realized that recently there is quite a lot of this head and shoulder setup. All right, so set an alert over here. Euro yen, H1, H and shoulder over here. Okay, great. Quite a quiet crowd today. To the next pair, pound yen, daily chart. On the daily chart, you can see over here is kind of a bit different from euro yen. So if you're thinking of currency being correlated and stuff like that, the relationship of it is weakened, has been weakened. The only correlationship that I do see that still valid is oil movement equals Canada movement, same direction at least. Alright, so apart from that, all other correlation has already weakened. No point looking at it that way. You can see gold has been shooting up, but Australia has been dropping. All right, so that's one thing you can look into to tell yourself that it's no longer there. Overall trend is still a bullish setup. Right now it's just a weaker bull, a single break and close below the low price over here. Down to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, you can see that it is still a weaker bull. Market just came down and break and close below just one time. So another break and close below this support will turn this to become a bearish trend. Down to the 1-hour chart. On the 1-hour chart, nothing much over here. All right, so that's that. All right, so back to daily chart. Let me share with you my analysis. My analysis over here remain unchanged. If you are still in this pound yen trade, congratulations. You can just wait and hold, shift your stops to entry. If you are already out, it's fine. You can just wait for a retracement or second chance opportunity to short this trade. What a perfect setup, correct? So amazing. It's amazing setup over here. Down to the 1-hour chart, nothing much. All right, so for this setup, if you're not in right now, you just have to wait. There's nothing much you have or I can see for a shorting opportunity. Definitely I'm not looking to buy at this price or this junction. All right, down to the New Zealand yen, favorite pair of the year for sure. You can see this huge bearish movement. As you can see in one screen size, this entire setup is a sideways movement right now. Market has retested support and respected the support level. Down to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, it is showing a bearish trend. Alright, bearish trend. And a 1-hour chart, a bearish trend as well. So my thoughts is, since it's a sideways market, I want to have a better price, better feel to buy all the way up. Alright, as a counter trend sideways trading opportunity. Let me just share with you my analysis. Alright, so I have a bad pattern coming up, waiting for a retest of the low before I will be interested to engage for a buying opportunity. Huge difference to engage this trade, and in fact this give a amazing, it is so good that it looks as if like unbelievable, that is so great that you can immediately just pull a project just to trade this, if you get what I'm coming from. So I'm waiting for my preferred price before I engage this trade. I think it's going to happen soon, today or tomorrow. So even I'm heading out later, I might just bring my laptop along. Alright, so head down to the 4-hour chart. Nothing much over here. The other way of engaging a buying opportunity, you can wait for a retest at 6658, like a double bottom, kind of confirmation, then you enter the trade. To the 1-hour chart, nothing much over here, but you can see it's highlighted very different color. It's definitely top of my list right now. Alright, to the next pair, let's speed up things a bit. So New Zealand dollar on the daily chart, can see we have these retest of the supports as well. Okay, and in fact New Zealand has been doing pretty well for myself this year. Alright, so let's see how it goes. Alright, so down to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, you have these breaking of the new low, retest of the previous resistance kind of movement. On the 1 hour, a very head and shoulder looking like setup right now. Alright, so traders who are really into head and shoulders, you can see if this setup is for you. It once again didn't fulfill my filters, but since it's a great reward is to risk, no harm looking during the confirmation. Alright, back to daily chart. Let me share with you my analysis over here. Alright, nothing much. Daily 4-hour chart, you start to see some stuff that I'm looking at already, correct? Down to the 1 hour, why am I having such a double standards on this head and shoulder? The reason is simple. This is a ascending triangle setup. You might some people read it as a flag or whatsoever. Doesn't matter, it's just a name. Alright, so you just have to have your rules spotted well and stuff like that. You can call it whatever I care. Alright, so this is the head and shoulder setup once again. One thing I like about this is if this came back down and retest, it may just give a great reward is to risk. And you guys know that I have very strict rules for things like that, especially if there is what you call there is a violation of my existing rules. I will need more filters to make it able to trade. So later on I will tighten that up and I will send this to my subscriber. So if you like to be our subscriber, just click link number 3, the Trade Ideas TIP, Trade Ideas community, to look into the market analysis and stuff like that. All good? Okay. To the next pair, Australia dollar. On the daily chart, you can see is a bearish movement. I do expect a crazy appreciation to happen before the big crash, because I did share with you guys that right now is at its lowest. So one way that I do for my trading is to make sure that I can see some form of support. The next level of support is pretty low, 6332 thereabout. So it is really bad for this pair. So I am definitely bearish for this entire setup. Let's see how it goes. I'm waiting for the crazy appreciation that it is so good that people will find that, oh, Australia is doing super well. That's the period that I start to plan and plot for my shorting opportunity. Just to let you know. Down to the 4-hour chart, nothing much right now. It's just a retracement back into one of the small sell zone. To the 1-hour chart. So on this 1-hour chart, you can see a break and close above the high and go into a bit of consolidation. You need another break and close above the high over here to say it turned bullish. Alright, back to daily chart. Let me share with you my analysis. Alright, my analysis previously over here spotted a godly pattern. It just never checked back and went one direction down. Alright, very sharp move. So what I can do over here to improvise things, I can still draw a trend line. That fits best. And I can set an alert, right click, set alert of trend line, and 1 per bar close. Break of trend lines. Alright, so I'm waiting for this break to happen. Break and close above, of course. So once that happen, then maybe I can wait for retracement to buy it up. So you might be thinking, hey Rain, just now I thought you say you are looking for a shorting opportunity. Now you are saying you are going to buy, so what? Alright, so if you remember, I did say about before the big crash, there will be a big appreciation. Yes? Yep. So definitely I don't want to miss any big move. Alright, that potentially can give me a great reward is to risk. Okay, down to the next pair. Over here was the shorting opportunity at this region, and if your eyes are sharp enough, this setup has already completed a head and shoulder formation. Of course, I am very particular on head and shoulder, so I did not engage in this trade. To the 1-hour chart is even much obvious right now. Can you see? It's much obvious right now. So what I can do, seems like today is a head and shoulder day. So Australia dollar, H1, head and shoulder, type 2, meaning to say that it has already completed the target profit, waiting for confirmation. Or I can simply do this, which is even better. Alright, have you spotted it? So if you have not, then you require some practice, man. Alright, that's right now I'm looking at the chart for the first time for today, definitely I am just having the same pair of eyes and spotting the same stuff at the same period. So you have to be that fast. You have to really train your brain and your eyes to recognize patterns. The faster you recognize, you can start to plan out some of the trades, some of the opportunity for you. You start to ask yourself internally, right now I'm waiting for a retest, but can I wait for a bad pattern? Alright, so I can do something that's more legit over here right now. Still keep this. I think it's a good idea. It will encourage me to engage the trade. So it's still a counter trend. To see if I'm going to do a bit of trend continuation or expansion, or rather trend reversal trade. Alright, so great. Sorry, I didn't see your message. Mod C, is it how I pronounce your name? What's the year regarding? Sorry about that. Maybe you can just type in full. Yep. Yeah, so that's great. Alright, that's Australia dollar. Are you agreeing to the big drop of Australia dollar, and before it happened it should have a big fall? Yeah. So alright, so Australia CAD, another interesting pair. Very bearish movement. So how do you know that Australia is behind this? Meaning to say that Australia is the main cause for this bearish movement of Aussie whatever pair? Is pretty simple. You can see all Australia related pairs are going only at one direction, which is down. So that you know the culprit is Australia. Alright, the main mover for the downward movement is Australia. So you just have to look into things like that more often, so that you can train yourself. Alright, so there was a question by my students on the head and shoulder. So I would suggest that, Tristan, you should really practice more on your things that you have learned, like all your what you call the harmonic pattern and all those fun stuff, rather than going into new things, because there are filters that I use for head and shoulder, and this definitely is not doing what I want to as a head and shoulder setup. Alright, I do not, some of the rules did not yeah, let me just redraw this. It looked a bit weird. Alright, so this trade doesn't fulfill or match my rules. Oh, I got it, I know it. Alright, so I do need to look for more confirmation. In fact, I'm putting in a strict rules. Alright, so this head and shoulder looks something like this. I know it's a bit weird. It's so weird that I wasn't yeah, I wasn't confirmed for the first time when I draw this out. So you have to know the nature of it. For harmonic pattern, it look M and W. Head and shoulder, it will have one part that is much lower or higher than the other two levels, and at times it can have a sloping effect. Alright, so don't bother about this if you have not learned this properly. Alright, so to the next pair. Australia CAD, like mentioned, is a bearish setup. 4-hour chart, created a new low, potential shark pattern formation as well, a bearish shark. Down to the 1-hour chart. 1-hour chart, nothing much for me. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. One of the missed trade once again. We have a ABCD pattern. ABCD pattern, I will need a confirmation before I engage it. 4-hour chart, we have this crab pattern. I did record it on our videos and share to our subscriber on Sunday as well. I did point out these long wick and stuff like that. And of course the market took away without me entering the trade when I was having my morning meeting. All right, so I think it's some Australia rate cuts decision and stuff like that. So even with that, I don't chase the market. So I'm still waiting for retracement or just the next trading opportunity to engage this trade. Okay, all good. 1 hour chart, nothing much over here. Okay, so what you can do, since the longer term perspective is still moving towards the downside, all right, so you can definitely go and plot your shark pattern. Who knows, right? Double check your rules to see if this shark pattern is valid. I'll check it later after the live session. All right, and share levels once it has qualified with my subscriber, of course. So if you want to be in the community, click link number 3, and I'll be happy to add you in. All right, this is that, and it's on the 4 hour chart setup. Keep it clean, delete away unnecessary stuff, and A price should be here. All right, so I can do a right click at alert, Australia cat, 4 hour chart, trend continuation. Okay, good. 3 more pairs, and I'm going to throw in one bonus content to you. Dollar cat on the daily chart, market break and close above the high after a retracement. Fantastic. So there's 1 week that I saw a lot of well-known traders are all garner in for a shorting opportunity on that. Just hope that they are not being super burned on that setup. So even you see like 3, 4, even 5 experienced trader is saying the same thing. It all boils down to the same. Do your proper money management and don't get greedy about it. If you are thinking of increasing your risk, I'm not stopping you, but you have to take full responsibility of that decision. All right, so I took full responsibility of that, and at the same time I did not short it. I just find that it's a bit weird for the entire setup. I do see a appreciation than a shorting opportunity, so I stayed out of the trade, not because other traders saying selling then I'm looking to buy, but I just need more confirmation. That's it. All right, so to the 4 hour chart, have you spotted any patterns yet? So yes, I'm planning in to head in for a buying opportunity. Maybe stock can change this color. There's a setup coming up. All right, so on the 4 hour chart is bullish as well. To the 1 hour, this is what I have. Another bearish setup for a harmonic pattern, if you have spotted it. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis over here. So this was the bearish channel. Market break and close above the high of the channel, but did not break and close above the previous high, so no count. Right now market has break and close above the previous high, so this is the first break. I'm waiting for a second break. So down to the 4 hour chart, what I can do is to start to plan for a buying opportunity. Can you see this M shape? It's a bad pattern. All right, 1 hour chart, do you have anything? No. Yeah, maybe this is new. So let us head back to the 4 hour chart, and let's see. Bad pattern, told you. Alright, so I'm going to change this alert H4. Oh, check 2H for extension. Yes, I did spotted it. Okay, so I'll just draft it out first. And I'm definitely looking for a buying opportunity. On dollar cat, I'm more biased towards that. Yep, so plot it out first, change the color. Yeah, all good. All right, So to the 1 hour chart, for traders who are still looking for a shorting opportunity, I have to warn you over here, it look a bit like a double bottom. This is one of the red flag that I don't like about harmonic pattern. That means when I trade harmonic pattern, I don't like to see things like that to show up. But if you want to short it, I'm not stopping you. In fact, I'm still helping you in a way to tell you where is the potential completion price, and you just go figure out yourself. All right, so on the 1 hour chart at 1.3448 thereabout, you can wait for a bearish confirmation before engage a trade. But like what I say, bad pattern have more than like 19 rules. If you do not have the experience of that, I would really suggest you not to just engage that way. Look for a mentor to help you with, and of course, if you find that we can help you, just drop us a message and drop me a message and let me know. All right, all good. So I'll treat this as a normal trade. I'm not going to do anything funky on this unless there are some news suggesting a possibility of this. But rather the buying opportunity are a bit more adventurous. All right, so to the next pair. So I'll just take this opportunity to share with you that this framework of APE, A meaning analyze the entire market, whether is it bullish or bearish, then that is the time that you decide what is your strategy. Are you going to buy or are you going to sell, or both? So some strategies will have both. I'm not saying that buy and sell at the same time. That would be weird, something that I don't adopt on. I know this hedging thing going on for many years. People are saying that buy and sell at the same time, you can earn money, you know, even call put option and stuff like that. Just not me, all right. At least not this time, this point of my trading life. I've been trading for the past 15 years, so I'm still more comfortable in this way of engagement. So what's going to happen is that after you analyze the trend, let's say you say, okay, I'm going to look for buying opportunity, then focus on buying opportunity. That would be great. All right, then you have to look into your toolbox, which is your planning P, okay, APE. All right, so planning, you start to go into things like where is the what are the tools you can use? Is it a bad pattern? Is it a crab? Is it a butterfly? Is it a godly? Is it a double bottom, head and shoulder? So far and so forth, even ascending triangle, you know. So you have to decide on that. Then that is your planning stage, which includes how much risk you are going to risk, where is your entry, where is your stops, and where is your targets. Okay, so that's a planning stage. E, execution. So just before execute, some of you might want to look for a candle confirmation before engage a trade. Okay, so you can wait for the confirmation to happen before you look into the trade itself, to see whether, hey, are you going to trade it or not. Take note of that. Okay, so that's my APE framework. And of course, beyond that, beyond the execution, is you really have to set it at the planning stage. Are you going to intervene the trade? Are you going to follow the trade and stuff like that? What are the signs that you see that you will engage or rather intervene the trade once you saw those signs, like a warning sign? All right, so Canada yen on the daily chart. All right, a break and close below the low one time, another retracement and break and close below the low. It will show a bearish movement, a bearish trend. For our chart, a bearish movement over here. Market has double bottom. Traders who are looking for a buying opportunity, here comes your opportunity. It looks pretty well, pretty good for a counter trend trade setup. My rationale is because of this sharp movement that I see. So maybe I can just do a right click and decide later. All right, so CJ H4 double bottom. Okay, to the 1 hour chart. On the 1 hour chart, likewise a double bottom. Conservative traders, what you can do is to wait for the market to actually hit higher, retrace, then you buy. Okay, that's one way. Okay, so back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. Over here, a bearish what you call butterfly pattern already set up. Don't think this shark is going to happen. So what is going to happen to the fate of shark is to get erased. Alright, so it took a bit too long for this to happen, and you can just delete it. Remove it. So any alert that come along with it, just remove it. If not, when the level got triggered, you will get a bit confused. Alright, so you can see market has double top very nicely before the drop. So if you miss this trade, quite a pity. Down to the 4-hour chart, this is the retest area. It has already went off. Alright, so you can pretty much delete this. I don't think it's going to make of a much help. This horizontal line, what is it for? Maybe it's the first target and stuff like that, so it's also not important anymore. Just delete it. Alright, 4-hour chart, market double bottom, RSI divergence. That's what I told you is great. I didn't saw the direct divergence just now. Alright, so there was a bad pattern. My plan was to short it. Things change, decision change as well. In fact, actually it depends on your rules. There are two sets of rules for harmonic pattern, and of course, not to confuse my students and readers, this could be a shark pattern as well. We just leave it as it is. So yeah, that's why this double bottom I'm going in to buy as a double bottom. Alright, so I'm going to engage as per that. But if you are sharp, you know the close enough rules, then this can be a shark pattern. Traders who are still not familiar with harmonic pattern and is still at the practicing stage, don't use the close enough rules. If not, it will open up too many trading opportunity for you. Alright, got it? To the last pair, and I'm going to throw in a bonus for you for today. Alright, so pound Australia is something that is very, very close to my heart. Is a love-hate currency pair. For those who know, have followed the trading ideas, stops have been shifted to entry level, and it went up and just touched it, and I missed the second entry. Alright, because the setup came out at 6 a.m. Yeah, so when I do not have a good price feel, I would rather not trade it. Alright, so pound Australia on the daily chart, bullish movement. 4-hour chart is just pretty much slide down after retest the resistance. Not broken, this price. This wick cover it, then it created another wick. So this is a 6 a.m. candle. This is a 6 a.m. candle that caused me to miss this entire movement. So yep. Down to the 1-hour chart, very bearish setup. So I'm in look for a shorting opportunity for pound Australia. Still have great potential. Okay, daily chart, nothing much. Down to the 4-hour chart, this is the bad pattern. So for those who have engaged, congratulations, hooray. Alright, so those who have not, you can wait for second chance entry. Down to the 1-hour chart, the shark pattern has really set up. Alright, the shark pattern has really set up. So what you can do is to set an alert and tell yourself it's a type 2 shark. It is a trend trading opportunity. Alright, so you can set up for that, or you can simply just wait for the 5-0 pattern and hit in for a shorting opportunity. Either one works for you. You can just engage it. Alright, so traders or subscriber, don't worry, later I will send you the entry, stops and target for that. To the last pair, guess what I'm going to share with you? Gold. Alright, so gold prices, you can see very bullish setup. Market came down, reverse, went up, and right now a bit of quiet. Mainly gold move more at night. Down to the 4-hour chart, nothing much. Alright, nothing much over here. To the 1 hour, Have you spotted anything yet? Let me share with you something amazing. This is the block. This is the consolidation area. Agree? I've already shorted this. Why? So our software is ready. It can help you to plot patterns, and I will record a simple video to teach you how to actually engage and how to actually trade the trades, engage the trades and stuff like that. It's pretty amazing. Alright, so I do have a bit of target extension. My second target, I exit somewhere over here, 1583.26, but since the other moderators in our group chat has really spotted it and really posted, I don't confuse the crowd. So like what I say, whatever we share on the trade ideas is for your reference, and you can do whatsoever you want. We tell you there's a shorting opportunity coming up, you say no, I'm going to buy. It's really up to you. Alright, so let me just have a quick pick. Oh, this is good. Alright, so what I actually intend to do is to wait for a break and close below this price. Alright, so if you don't mind me, I will do this. Have I not told you that, just a bit lower, that once this candle, show it a bit further, right click, add alert, once per bar close. Alright, I don't know how they do it. Oh, it's indicate on the, so it's pretty amazing by using horizontal line and channels to help you with that. Alright, so I'm going to write go H1 stop loss entry, because the stop loss is pretty wide in my thoughts. So I would want to minimize my risk, and we know that gold is one of the most volatile instrument to trade. If you're talking about Forex compared to gold move more, stuff like that. So definitely I want to protect myself from the trade. So once it has a break and close below the low, I know that I'm kind of safe. It's very unlikely for it to come back up and retest the same level, and if it does, I can analyze again to see whether I want to engage the trade again, which is fine. Correct? So I'm waiting a break and close below, shift my stops and whatsoever. Then who knows, second trade I can go all crazy. Alright, so guys, that's pretty much all I have for you today. If you love this, please follow us on TradingView, follow us on Facebook, and I'll even rewrite my signature to make it even much more friendlier, easier to understand and stuff. I find that it's pretty neat, but I just have these thoughts of sharing even my referral ID on TradingView so that more people can benefit from it. Should they go live, they can save like $30 US dollars, you see. So that's all I have for you today, guys. Till then, remember always plan your trade and trade your plan, and looking forward to see you soon. See you guys.